It's your man JGR's report, and welcome to the College Football Weekly Preview, Week 15. Y'all know how we get it in, so let's get it in. Previewing the top 5 ball games of the weekend, so let's get right to it. Now, this weekend is championship weekend, bruh. All the conference championships will be decided on this Friday and Saturday night. So now, let's move on to the first ball game. Now, let's go out to the Big 12. Now, the Big 12 doesn't have a championship game because everybody plays each other. It's 10 teams in the conference, and everybody play all 9 opponents. So we don't stop with listening to these duns on the radio and TV tell you that there isn't a championship game because they play everybody. So it's the same thing. Now, here's the deal. We got number 9, Kansas State. Goes out to Waco, to McLean Stadium to play number 6 Baylor in this ball game. Now, for Kansas State, Jake Waters comes into this ball game with more than 2,800 yards, 18 touchdowns, and only 5 interceptions. On the other side of the ball, Bryce Petty comes into this ball game with more than 2,800 yards, 25 touchdowns. Now, he gonna be a little shaky this weekend because he's trying to go after getting a concussion last weekend against old Texas Tech when they barely got out of there live 48-46. They was dull last week. That's hurting them right now. But I'm gonna say this: the winner of this ball game at least gets a share of the Big 12. Now, if TCU loses to old Iowa State, then they'll be outright. But you know that ain't gonna happen, bro. Iowa State can't be me or you with the right box top. Now, here's the deal. This is the problem I got with the playoff committee. They got TCU still ranked ahead of Baylor, and Baylor beat these boys. So, I just think Baylor go down here and take care of business this weekend. Now, they've got the same record. Conference is over. It's a head-to-head that they'll share because they got the same record, but the head-to-head matchup should move Baylor ahead of TCU, and that's the only right thing to do. And I know Bill Snyder, 187-year-old Bill Snyder, don't really want to play another game, bro. He really want to get off his feet because his bunions is bothering him, and when you're 187 years old, 15 weeks is enough for a boy. Let's move on to the next ball game. Now, let's go out to the Pac-12. We got number 7. Arizona shows up to play number 2, Oregon, the Oregon Ducks. Now, here's the deal. We got Marcus Mariota coming into this ball game for Oregon with more than 3,400 yards and 36 touchdowns. He is the Heisman hopeful at this point. Now, on the other side, you got a new Solomon coming into this ball game with more than 3,400 yards and 27 touchdowns. Nobody's talking about this boy. Everybody's talking about Marcus Mariota, what he's doing to Oregon Ducks, but boys forget that Arizona drugged these boys early in the season 42-16 on national television Thursday night. Boys trying to act like it didn't happen because Marcus Mariota, in each of his 38 games, he scored at least 1 touchdown, thrown at least 1 touchdown. He's only lost 4 games in his career, but 2 of them been to old Arizona. So now they got to show up and try to beat these boys. Here's the problem. It's hard to beat a boy 2 times in a season. Marcus Mariota right now is rolling. The Oregon Ducks are rolling. But Rich Rodriguez has put the bird on the back of his helmet, on the back of his hat. You know, he gonna jump out there because Michigan fired him a couple years ago. Now he in the Pac-12 championship. He's the Pac-12 coach of the year. So you know he gonna have a real little small M on his hat with a bird on it. So every time they put him on TV, he flipping the bird to the Michigan Wolverines. In this ball game, I gotta go with Oregon Ducks to win this ball game. Now I'm gonna take that back. I'm gonna go with the upset. I'm going with Arizona and Rich Rodriguez to beat these boys. Let's move on to the next ball game. Now let's go out to the ACC. We got number 4, Florida State goes out to play number 11, Georgia Tech. Now here's the deal. Let's stop right there, bro. It's blasphemous to say that Florida State is the number 4 team in the country. They on a 28-game winning streak. They got the reigning Heisman Trophy winner. They the reigning national champ, And every week, these duns keep moving them back. They number 4. Next week, they're going to mess around and win and be number 5. What is going on? Hey, all I'm saying is all these boys out here hating on Jameis Winston, hate Florida State. Florida State got one of the toughest strength of schedules in the country. Go pull it up, bruh. And you complain about them winning. Now, what I want to know is a bad-looking loss better than a bad-looking win? They keep winning, bruh. As long as they keep winning, you can't hate on them. So now, Jameis Winston comes into this ball game with more than 3,200 yards, 21 touchdowns. They're on a 28-game winning streak. I can't bet against them until they lose. So I'm going with Florida State to win this ball game, and all the haters still standing around the Wicked Witch's house waiting on the dove pointy-toe shoes to curl up. They ain't gonna curl up this weekend, bruh. They may curl up at some point, but they ain't curling up this weekend. Let's move on to the next ball game. Now we got let's go to the SEC. We got number 1 Alabama goes down to Atlanta to play number 16 Mizzou. Let me say that again. Mizzou, bruh. The same Mizzou that was a bottom feeder in the Big 12 that everybody in their mama said when Mizzou comes into the SEC and when Texas A&M comes into the SEC, they going to get trucked. They going to get the brakes beat off of them. Now, Mizzou is in its second SEC championship game in 3 years, bruh. Now, I just need to see Alabama. I love to see Alabama lose this ball game, because if they lose this ball game, the SEC is going to be dull. Now, I don't think Alabama will win, because I think, in my opinion, Alabama is the best team in America. So let's go on record that Alabama wins this ball game. But if they slip on the banana peel, bro, it's going to be dumb. It's going to be dumb for the SEC. Why? Because now you're going to have a 2-loss SEC champion with 1 loss to old Indiana. Now, when they start talking about bad losses, Mizzou lost to Indiana earlier this season, and Indiana finished 4-8. I'm just going to say that again, bruh. Your SEC champion could possibly have a loss to Indiana. And you telling me that the entire conference is better. So everybody in their mama better put everything they got on Alabama. They better go down there and massage Nick Saban's back, his feet. They better go down there and take care of everybody for the next couple of days, because if they lose to Mizzou, it's going to be done. Let's move on to the next ball game. Now, we got number 13, Wisconsin, in the Big Ten Championship in Indianapolis, playing number 5, Ohio State. Now, here's the deal. Melvin Gordon comes into this ball game with more than 2,200 yards rushing and 26 touchdowns. The young boy at Ohio State, J.T. Barrett, will not play in this ball game because of a broken ankle. Here's the problem that I got with these duns from ESPN and the doggone college football playoff committee. They trying to tell me that because J.T. Barrett is out of this ball game, they need to be downgraded. Now, here's the deal. As the wins and the losses got to count for something. I don't care if J.T. Barrett is not in this ball game or not. If the entire Ohio State team deserves to be where they are, then you got to put them where they are. You can't start talking about, well, this guy's not playing anymore. You might as well start talking about, well, if Alabama don't have Joe Namath anymore, they not as good as they would have been in 1968 and so on and so forth. Come on, dude. If they win this ball game, and they deserve to be in the top 4, you got to put them in the top 4 regardless of who's playing quarterback. But you know what? It's going to take care of itself, because they're not going to win this ball game this weekend. Without J.T. Barrett, you got another cat been walking around Columbus for 3 years. The same dun that's been saying, I don't think football players should have to go to class. If you got that dun running the offense this weekend, you in trouble, bruh. Melvin Gordon is going to run all over these boys, and we're not going to have to worry about whether they got downgraded or not, because Melvin Gordon might put 2 miles on these boys like he did in Nebraska a couple of weeks ago. It's your man Jay Graves report from on the jgravesreport.com, or you can hit me up on Twitter at jgravesreport so you can holler at your boy.